It seems strange to talk about a comeback for someone that's only 23 years old, but for McMaster basketball player Jaklynn Nimec, this season has seen her revive a varsity career that seemed over. She arrived in 2009 as a highly touted recruit from Saltfleet High School in East Hamilton. Her first season saw her named to the OUA All-Rookie team, and she got to play in the Canadian National Championship tournament that was hosted at McMaster.
So when we first saw Jackie play in high school, obviously a huge upside, and what really captured our attention was her versatility, her ability to step inside, outside, to defend bigger, to defend smaller. We thought she showed a real IQ for the game and understood the game, and we thought coming into the university ranks that she would pose matchup problems, and that as she developed both ends of the game, that she could become a leader on our team, and that's exactly what's panned out.
Her second year in Maroon cemented her as a starter as she doubled her scoring output, and Nimec looked poised to become a player that could challenge for league all-star status. Her future looked very bright, but it was during her third year that things started to go off the rails for Nimec.
Me quickly, all of a sudden I just thought I had maybe strep throat or something like that. Made itself clear that I wouldn't be able to play. It was pretty tough. I mean, just, having a full day of class and trying to get through that, never mind, practice on top of that, and even a lift or a weight room session. So it was abundantly clear that I wouldn't be able to finish the season.
She was finally diagnosed as having come down with mononucleosis, which explained the listlessness she displayed. The physical demands of playing a varsity sport made her lack of strength and energy more noticeable, and so she had to shut things down midway through the year to rest and recover. Her third season ended with her on the bench in street clothes. The process to get healthy turned out to be longer than expected, but Nimec, along with her coaches and teammates, thought she would return to the court in the fall of 2012, ready to pull on her number 8 jersey. However, the long recovery had robbed her of much of her fitness, and she found herself unable to keep up when the team held its fall tryouts.
Suffering kind of from the second stage of mono, I was still very weak, I was fatigued all the time, and so I couldn't get the summer training in that I needed, the adequate training, and Coach Burns and I sat down at the beginning of that fourth year, and we had a long talk and just kind of talked about what was best for me, health-wise, and kind of what was best for the team, because obviously I wanted to play, but I wasn't going to help the team if I wasn't 100% back.
The decision was made that she wasn't ready to play, but would stay with the team in a support role until she was. What was unexpected was another bout of mono in the fall of that year, which pretty well guaranteed her senior season would be lost. A disappointment for all involved, and likely the end of her varsity career. But gradually feeling better as she completed her fourth year, Nimec started to join her teammates for off-season scrimmages, and while there was some rust to shake off, she wasn't feeling sick anymore, and more importantly, discovered she was still hungry to play.
I don't think it was ever really a question for me whether I was going to come back or not. I think in that fourth year, I had already made up my mind that I was taking the year off and dealing with my health issues, but that I was coming back for my fifth year, and I think that never really, my mind was always set in that sense. But yeah, so I mean, I started to feel better, and the second that my body let me, I started training again, and it was tough. I was pretty much starting from scratch. I mean, I lost a lot of weight and my muscle mass was completely gone, so it was an uphill climb, but I'm here now.
With a year left to complete her double major of Honors Communication Studies and Political Science, Nimec decided to try again.
Yeah, I think the decision to step out and take a year away was probably a good decision, but it's a hard decision for any athlete to do that. But I think it takes a great level of maturity to recognize that you need that little bit of a break. Coming back, it's a huge step. When you've been off the court for any length of time, there's always a little rush to shake off. There's always a little bit of fear and maybe a lack of confidence in the first few days out on the court again, but that came back very quickly. I think that speaks volumes to Jackie's maturity and her commitment to coming back in the best shape she could, to pay attention to the game when she was away from the court. It speaks volumes about our team and our ability on our team to just welcome people in. People were excited to have Jackie back, we all were. And now coming into this season, she's just got right back to top form immediately.
Working hard to regain most of what she had lost, Nimec earned her spot on the Marauder women's team and moved back into the starting lineup.
Jackie's return has been huge for us. Off the court, Jackie's a leader in the locker room, before games, after games, halftime of games. Jackie's always that positive voice that gets our team ready for whatever's coming next. On the court, Jackie has definitely brought an offensive and defensive game. She is able to present matchup choices that a lot of teams can't compare to. She can step outside and hit the three, she can hit a baby jumper in the lane, she can box out, she can board, and she can run. Everything about Jackie improves our game.
Getting back in stride has been a process for Nimec, but she has shown flashes of the talent that Marauder fans saw early in her career.
I think I really understood the patience that it would require to come back from something like this. I've never, fortunately enough until this incident, I've never been sidelined with an injury for a prolonged period of time. So I've never had to rehabilitate my body or things along that line. So it was very eye-opening experience for me, definitely, and it was frustrating at the same time because it's hard, dealing with, I guess you could call it an injury that other people can't see, and just trying to work through that and stay focused.
In a recent tournament in Nova Scotia, Nimec set a career scoring high as she dropped 23 points in a victory over Acadia University.
Obviously, nationals is what we're aiming for, with the team, the potential that we have this year, yeah, the sky's the limit. I think that we can make it to nationals. That's obviously our team goal. And that would be obviously the cherry on top for us fifth-year players.
Jaklynn Nimec, doing what she loves to do, setting a standard for tenacity and commitment, leading by example, and all on her own terms.